Sandeep, Shastri, between now and the 10th of May, what do you think could potentially change? The BJP is facing some dissent at this moment, some switch over, so that is kind of anticipated, but will damage them at this moment seemingly on 22 seats, but maybe they'll be able to rescue some of those. What do you think could potentially be the X factors? And that one point that Yashwant made, which is not particularly about Karnataka, but is true largely of all elections, that once there is momentum in favor of a party, as you come closer to the polling day, usually that momentum tends to increase. It's very rare that suddenly the momentum changes once there's momentum that's built in one direction.
Rahul, 3 points on that and made very quickly. Point number 1, Karnataka in the past polls has seen a majority of the voters saying we took a decision on who to vote for much before the campaign started. But in a close race like this one,
how many,
those who decided the last
one second. What's your sense of the percentage of voters who at this moment are undecided? What's your sense of the percentage of voters who by now have already made up their minds?
If I remember right, across our past polls, we have found 6 out of 10 voters saying we took a decision on who to vote for much before the election was announced. And the remaining 4 of 10 said, some of them said we decided that once the candidates were announced, and the others said a few days before the poll. So in a tight race, the fact that many have decided beforehand is important. But the fact that the campaign can make a difference for a significant number who can actually tilt the scales is also important. That's my first point. The second point I'd like to make is the Congress is consciously trying to focus on a local campaign, and that's why you don't have the streaming in of the big national leaders of the party. They are more making it a local campaign because that's the way you can challenge the ruling party, especially on its performance at the state level. Thirdly, building up a momentum in a campaign. If you look at the past, the BJP has always been strong in building up a momentum when it is attacking a ruling party. When you are the ruling party yourself, and sometimes that ruling party is on the back foot, as is seen in Karnataka, building up that momentum in favor of the ruling party takes a lot of effort, and I'm not saying that that effort is not happening, and I'm not saying that that effort will not bear fruit. It could happen, but then this is a factor we will need to budget into the analysis. And lastly, I think the declaration of candidates for me was a litmus test for both the parties. The level of dissidence in the Congress as compared to the BJP has been less visible.
Why is that?
Maybe you could say because the BJP is the ruling party, the sense of... the reason is the BJP has much more factionalism in terms of new entrants, old entrants, those from the frontal organizations. And the factional fight is often seen in terms of the actions of people who have been denied tickets. You look at all those who have been denied tickets, the statements they have made. The statements they have made has all been attacking somebody from another faction. So I think the factional fight, and given the nature of the BJP in Karnataka, that has become more intense. Now, the remaining seats, which will be very crucial for both the Congress and the BJP and to a certain extent the Janata Dal, will finally decide the intensity of the unity that the Congress and the BJP can maintain. And Rahul, for me, the edge in this election will be with that party which is able to demonstrate that unity in a more stronger way, which is able to contain that factionalism when all candidates are announced, and as you go into this final phase of the campaign. And here, as Yashwant said, the Congress has had this unique knack of snatching defeat from the jaws of victory, and Congress watchers would be watching how this campaign plays out. And the BJP has had this knack in previous elections of doing a last-minute change. Is there enough momentum to do this? Is the big question in Karnataka.